Those are your big winners. This is a $150 bag. The price is very low. That's a steal at $13.99. It's Dr. Lori. I'm at Urban Renewal Consignment in Kennesaw, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, uncovering treasures. Come thrift with me. Costume jewelry, earrings. There are some classic styles that are throwbacks to other time periods. And then there are some pieces that were handmade yesterday on this wall. So, $14.99. These are classic, looking back to the 1980s, $14.99. Those are 25 bucks. This one is early 20th century, early 21st century, so early 2000s. I really like that thick, the hoop is going the wrong way, not behind your ear, but in front of your ear. $17.99, those are 25 bucks. Here are two versions, of course, of the traditional style, which is the door knocker, small scale, but of course the materials are not as great. They're $25.99. Yeah, they're plated, but I don't like the wires. I'm not a big wire fan, so value on those I would say is about $25.99. These are a contrast, and what I mean by that is you've got an organic form at the top and you've got a faceted cut faux gemstone at the bottom, and that's organic versus geometric, and that's very nice. I like the faceted cut ones better than I do the slab cut faux turquoise color. The color's good, but I like the style of these green ones better. At $34.99, they're worth $40 each. In terms of quality, these, which are $15.99 for their price, worth about $25, look back to the 1950s, and they look back to those forms from the 1950s, which basically hug your ear. Of course, faux seed pearls. If you look at the ones that are $21.99, you'll notice in the middle that there is a lost pearl there, a lost faux pearl. I think that someone just missed the fact that there was damage or loss to that one. It's an easy fix, but now, of course, they're not worth $21.99, so I think that they'll probably think to reprice those. These two are the same, but I want to show you something. When you have a piece that is relatively low in quality material, so the materials are not of high quality, it's always better to choose the contrast in color. So notice this one, which has these little colorless crystals here, and you'll notice it up against the silver. It doesn't really do as much in terms of it making it look better in terms of quality as the gold. So if I were going to choose between the silver color or the gold color, I'd pick the gold color because of the contrast, the fact that they are so close together. But again, they realize that they're not of high quality. They're only $11.99. I would say they're worth $15 each. This pair is beautiful. It is a throwback to the 1970s style with this late 1960s, early 1970s organic forms, but then in the early 2000s, they unite them with the idea of a gold toned metal and also the faux pearl outline. It's basically a hoop, but it's a variation on a hoop. For $14.99, those are worth $25 each. These are classic. They're woven. You can see that they have a very typical look to the Ralph Lauren and other designers that were really famous in the 1980s. These are made, of course, later than that, and they are a gold tone metal with a woven and frosted look. That basket weave is very popular. At $13.99, those are worth $25, and I even think at $25 that's still cheap, but that's what they're worth. The hand hammered, those pieces are nice. It's gold tone metal, it's inexpensive materials. They're worth $15, but they're priced here at $11.99. There's a designer who took some time, energy, and design effort to make the faux pearl and to wrap these wires around. So first of all, yes, the faux pearl is sitting quite nicely. They're trying to demonstrate that there's a more design sense to this. At $26.99, I think they're that price because you have a designer who's actually hand making the piece. I think the one next to it, I think it's worth $26.99. I think the one next to it, it's a little bit more focus on the design element. First of all, notice the wire that is holding the faux seed pearls. That's nicely done. That takes a little bit more time. And then at the bottom, you have what sort of looks like a bud, like a flower bud, which is actually a stone piece at the bottom. $17.99, those are worth $25. And they look, of course, like that handmade Etsy style. These are a la Ralph Lauren. Right here you have, of course, the organic shape in the frosted gold tone metal, and then you have what is plastic, what is trying to look like tortoise shell. Very, very popular. Ralph Lauren made it popular in the 1990s and continues to offer these in his costume jewelry designs. $14.99, those are $30 earrings, so those are your big winners for me. Purses, designer, 1990s, early 2000, Adrian Vittadini, a huge Adrian Vittadini that would have been so expensive in the 90s, with lovely dark gold hardware, large scale interior pockets. It has one handle, one good handle. Look at this hardware, just look at it. That's the kind of hardware that we used to see all the time on these kinds of designer bags. Today, you'll notice this one has, hardware really is the design for this bag. It's really great. You could carry so much in it, and the designer's so well known, beautiful. Look at this price. I'm dying. It says $29.99, $30 for this piece. This is a $150 bag. Statement bags also for some of the affordable luxury lines like Coach that you've known for a long, long time. Introduced in the 1940s, Coach, of course, has sort of updated its style throughout its life. The firm's life is what I mean. So typically you're going to have one of the little keychains that says Coach. Also, you'll notice sometimes you have gold hardware, sometimes you have silver hardware. It depends. They had this link thing going. I like this because it will fit right under your arm. I like this outside pocket. Throw something in there, change, phone, whatever it might be, and I like that it fits right under your arm and go. I'm not crazy about, let's have everybody's logo everywhere, but that's a thing. Everybody wears everybody's logo. $114.99, which is also a very good price. So $210 purse. And on this Michael Kors, you also has his little logo detail, which is a big deal. People like this. I love that color. I think coral is great. I don't care if you live in snowy Boston, put some color into the wardrobe. $122.99, and that's gonna be in that $200, $225 range too. Then we've got this. I love dogs. And it makes me sad I don't have a dog. This is, of course, canvas. Kate Spade had these great designs, graphic pieces, where the graphics were beautiful. And this, of course, is sort of the little French lady and her puppy. And there's the large scale of the graphics sort of zoomed in. And then on the other side, it's a little bit less in your face, if you will. I like it to be closed all the way. I don't like it open. Anybody can just reach in. I'm not in unsafe places. You're going to think, Dr. Lori, where are you? You're in some back alley somewhere afraid of your pocketbook. I'm not. For this price, I should get over it because it's $39.99 and it's just a beautiful piece. It's so cute. I would say easily $150 on this one. And this piece I should mention just quickly. The Kate Spade bow is a big deal for a long time. You can tell the changes in the Kate Spade line after Kate Spade herself, her untimely death occurred. And after that, you see changes to the brand in terms of design elements. There's less attention to design and less attention to quality manufacturer workmanship too with Kate Spade after she passes. The handles are what you normally will have to question after that time period. So you'll see earlier Kate Spade pieces, and those earlier pieces, in fact, have less strength in their design. But this one has a price. I want to get the price to you. I don't want you to forget with the bow. Of $81.99, yeah, because it is vintage. And I would say retail value, and it even has the original Kate Spade, $124.97. Today, that's a $150 bag. And then Vera, I don't usually pass up a Vera because you know what? You throw all your stuff in it, you're going overnight someplace, it's a quick trip and you don't have to worry about it. They still look good after you actually wash them. I like to brush them off and make sure too much dust doesn't get on them or keep them in a dust bag. If you don't have a dust bag this big, you want to think about pillowcases because cotton is better than putting them in a garbage bag than plastic. Vera Bradley, it's looking like $60.99, so that's a $100 bag, and I won't miss it. I know you're thinking, she missed the Patricia Nash, she missed the Patricia Nash. I did not miss the Patricia Nash. I love the color scheme. I like, of course, the golden color against the blue, the brown against the cranberry color. Actually, my living room kind of looks like these colors. $86.99. That's a nice Patricia Nash purse. And notice the logo tags. Usually you're going to see a logo on the zipper on many of these. Louis Vuitton made that famous, and a lot of these designers do that. And look, the bag's with it. You want the dust bag. If you can get it, that's great. And notice the logo here is the same logo as you saw here on, of course, the zipper. On the zipper, there's the logo. So you want to look for those kinds of details because a lot of the knockoffs will not have those details. So details and stitching is what you want to do. But I talk about that in a different video. Oh, so I said $86.99, and I'd go closer to $200 for that bag. Let's talk about some clothes. I want you to see this. This is a Missoni scarf, beautifully made. I love the chevron pattern, right? The rick-rack. And if you pull just a little bit, you can see, of course, how well it's made. Here's the problem. The problem is there's no tag on it. So I guess when it came in, there was no tag. The tags have been since cut off. People do cut off tags with scarves. Never a good idea. I know you don't like the tag, but you really want to do that. They recognize it, of course, as Missoni, well-known designer. So the price is very low because there are no tags. So people are questioning, is it really Missoni and all this? If you know what you're talking about, you know that it is Missoni. $41.99, value on that scarf, about $200. So that's a great bargain. First thing when you walk up to this rack is that is actually placed on the rack like a rainbow, like the color wheel. So it goes all the way around Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, all the way around the rack. So if you're trying to, stage your pieces, you might want to think about that because it's very attractive. It also helps people to identify, do I need this color? Don't I need this color? So all those little tips are going to help you. I'm at the large rack because I'm large. I'm actually more than large, but anyway. So a couple of different things. A lot of the times, I don't wear a lot of prints, but you will notice there are a lot of prints on this. And the reason for it is prints tend not to be slimming depending on the print. A lot of great names here, a lot of brand names, designer names. Ellen Tracy. But this is it starts to look very dated. It does have the buttons. Look at the pearlescent buttons on the back. So these are the kinds of details that you'd see with some of these designers. The Ellen Tracy, Linda Allard for Ellen Tracy, $25.99. That piece, you're looking easily $50, so half price, nice. That's a lot of print for me. But the floral is nice, dark skirt, dark shirt, made in China. So, and you can see the difference in terms of quality by the price. Value, $16.99, that's about what it's worth. Ancroft Loft, Calvin Klein, I like this. I like this for a couple of reasons. First of all, these sleeves, if your arms are pretty, you might want to wear them with open sleeves or sleeveless. Blazer over it would look good too, I think. And then we've got this at $13.99. That's a steal at $13.99. That's easily $30. Big neck collar like this, $19.99. Soft surroundings, I would say that's about the price that it is. And Taylor, in good shape, and the color is nice. Be careful of little pulls. Pulls are always a problem. You think you can fix them, I always leave them. That's what I do. A whole lot going on here with respect to color, $24.99. That's a good price for that. That's way too bright for me. And Ann Mashburn, this of course is in. It was in for a while and it came out pretty fast. This is $109.99. Why is it so high? First of all, the color is a pop of color. Second of all, it does have the fringe that people like. It is large. Most of these are very, very small and petite sizes. This one's nice. Our designer name, which is in good shape. It's in beautiful condition. The other thing I say this about books more than I say this about clothes, which is you can smell it, you can't sell it. There's no odor, and that's very important. You should have that be sort of your go-to anytime you walk into any store. Odor is going to be an issue. $109, you're saving $50 on this, probably $159. Chico's always has sort of these southwestern colors with Chico's that I typically see. Adidas running suit, jacket, a little worn, so I'd probably leave this. More Ellen Tracy. More Loft, sort of the same makers. Here's a Talbots piece, and this looks like it's never been worn. That's a nice Talbots piece, and vertical stripes are going to make you look thinner. Now, maybe none of you have to worry about this, but I think of these things. $17.99 is a deal. This is a $25 shirt from Talbots. More Talbots. I'm trying to look for a bigger designer name. What do I mean by bigger designer? A Ralph Lauren, or maybe a Lane Bryant. See, notice Lane Bryant's known for bigger girl clothes. So notice that. Oh, here we go. How about a Ralph Lauren? How about a Ralph Lauren piece, that early 21st century? And they want $24.99. That's a great shirt for $24.99. That's a $60 blouse. I told you we'd find treasures. There's more to come.